Hello, everybody. This is Linda DeVitis, owner and founder of healingsonthego.com. I'm a psychic clairvoyant medium, certified healer, magnified healer, Reiki healer, professional space clearer, candle manifestation channeling, and dolphin healer. To find out more of my services, go to healingsonthego.com. I would like to welcome my special guest today from iHeartRadio, Kendall Bell, to the show. Welcome, Kendall. Yay! So today we're going to talk about the different phases of the moon and how it affects us all. I know today's a very strong day. A lot of people are getting affected. Even though the full moon is over in Virgo, it was a draining one. And I had a lot of people calling me and telling me, I feel so tired. I can't get up. And I felt the same way too, because it's in my zodiac sign. How have you been feeling?
Oh man, I've been riding these waves, these cosmic waves. Lots of downloads though, lots of shifts. Realizing now more than ever, with this shift in this full moon, that it's time to, just be. And
Exactly.
we're all being forced right now to just, go into our truest and most highest self. And it's gonna take a lot of shadow work. It takes a lot of sitting still in order for us to get there. So yeah, I've been feeling it too. I've been tired. I've been just procrastinating on things that I need to do and realizing that I don't really need to do anything but take care of myself right now. You know?
Exactly. That's what you have to do. A big
Yeah.
hello to Anne and Tony. Thank you for watching. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Please do like and share, will be greatly appreciated. So, every moon has its own phase, and always people ask me, so since we started with the full moon, what is the full moon? And I say, it doubles the energy. So if you're manifesting or trying to wish on something, it makes it that more powerful. It also brings in the emotion of what you're feeling. It gets intensified that much more. Hello, Elena from Australia. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Please do like and share. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Full moons are very powerful and it always depends on the zodiac. So since it was in my zodiac, Virgos usually benefit. Like if it's in your zodiac, you benefit the most, but it also affects you the hardest too. And it's very funny that you're the earth sign too, Capricorn. So all the earth signs usually benefit from the full moon. It affects every zodiac different. And I can't say that it's only my zodiac because we all have different signs in our zodiac or astrology chart.
True.
So, Capricorn, how did it make you feel?
Me?
Yeah, you're not Capricorn, right? Yeah, you are.
Oh, Capricorn's in my. I just had a birthday last week actually.
I
But
always see you
Capricorn,
as a Capricorn. That's so
well,
crazy.
it's my moon rising sign. So yes, I do have Capricorn in my birth
You
chart.
do. I
Yeah.
feel it like it's your primary because you're
Yes.
very good with business and all the Capricorn stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I'm a Pisces, highly emotional, highly intuitive, and I feel everything deeply. And after this birthday that I just had, I realized that I don't want to celebrate birthdays anymore.
I know,
I
right? They should start going backwards.
don't want to celebrate birthdays anymore. I just want to be a lot has come from this last full moon. Like I'm realizing that I've been putting so many like mental constructs and restrictions on myself with the way that I think. And
Yeah.
I don't want to celebrate my birthday anymore. I want to just tell myself, you know what? I'm not old anymore. I'm younger. I'm getting younger. I'm gonna celebrate every day, and just
You are getting younger.
getting, yes, getting younger. And I really do feel that. I was looking at pictures of myself from like 5 years ago, and I looked old. And now that I'm like changing, as I'm evolving, and as I'm becoming a better version of myself, I can literally feel myself and see myself de-aging, which is amazing. You wouldn't believe it, but I'm 40.
No way.
you know
You're half
and,
your
and that's all I gotta say about that. But it's
age.
truth. It's been one of these realizing moments in my life where I'm seeing things differently, and I'm trying to just change and reconstruct the way that I visualize this planet and the way that I exist.
Exactly. That's very true. And in Virgo, some are, they're very different. Like they tell me, you're different for a Virgo. Virgos are usually mean and judgmental and critical. That go, I'm so opposite from that. So you can't really, I'm like, you can't stereotype a sign because we're not all the same.
Yes, this is true. And one of the things that I realized with me, myself being a Pisces, I have adapted. I've been around every single sign and I've adapted traits from every single sign. Now I understand, the weaknesses, the strengths. I've adapted the weaknesses, the strengths. Because again, we're mutable beings. Everywhere we go, we become our environment. And
Exactly.
it's just one of those. It's one of those amazing things when we just don't limit ourselves to meet. Like I'm a Pisces, but yeah, you think that I'm a Capricorn. You know what I mean? Because
No, I always
you know, but again, I get along very well with Capricorns. And I feel like Capricorns have a lot.
you're getting cut off, Kendall. I think he froze. I hope you come back. It's freezing a little bit. You're freezing a little bit. Our age has nothing to do with our mindset. No, because there are a lot of people that are older and they're like half their age. I think that it all depends on how your mentality is. Just because somebody's 70, 80 years old doesn't mean that they matured, because Elena's asking me, she said, do you think our age is influenced by our mindset? I don't think so.
Yes, I am a firm believer in that. Our age.
Oh,
I believe that our age is influenced by our mindset. I believe when we believe that we're old, we become old. When we believe that we're sick, we become sick. I believe that when we believe that we're happy and we know that we're happy, we become happy. I believe our mind is literally, this is the way I see things, is my mind controls everything, and if my heart's not in place, if my heart's not in the right place, then my mind can be destructive. When my heart's in the right place, it could be a beautiful, beautiful thing. So yes, with me, when I believe that I'm old, when I believe that I'm sick, when I believe that I'm stupid, when I believe that I'm anything, I become it.
yeah. And I also believe, like I said before, that our mind, like if you believe that exactly you're 80, but some people don't mature. I read it wrong. Just because you're a certain age doesn't mean that you're wise, because some people's, they're mature at 20. It doesn't matter what age. I think it's all about how you think of things.
Yes,
A
and
big
I
hello to,
believe.
go ahead. I'm
And
sorry.
no, there's no need. I believe that the kids that are being born now are more advanced. I don't believe that there are any souls that are new. I believe they're all old souls now, and they're all highly advanced. These kids are, they're coming out, and within a month or two, they're already looking around with their necks and like in the head. You know what I mean? Like I believe. These are my beliefs, but I'm seeing rapid growth now within the children, and the way that the world's turning and the way that they're adapting again. They're seeing the truth behind a lot of the things that we believed that were lies. And these kids are just, it's an amazing thing to witness.
Exactly. I believe the same thing too. And it's always about your positive attitude. Exactly. A big hello to Helen. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Welcome, welcome. Please do like and share.
Please.
I was going to say about the full moon intensifies things. So if you're in a bad mood, it's going to make it that much stronger. If you're tired, you're going to be that much more tired. I think it intensifies it a lot. So that's why people do a lot of cleansings on the full moon, because it intensifies whatever wishes you have. And I believe that anything that you're doing is going to be manifested stronger. There's times where you can bring out your crystals during that time, because the moon cleanses it, charges it, makes them stronger. So it's funny that a lot of people see crazy people on the full moon. Well, I think, in my opinion, new moons to me are the kind that I see crazy things happen. With full moons, they're okay, but new moon to me is like, I always notice like crazy energy, even more than the full moon, in my opinion. How about you, Kendall?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence both ways. I believe in the shifts. I believe no matter whether it's a new moon or a full moon, I believe there's always going to be a shift in consciousness, and some people can handle it, and some people can't.
Yeah,
And if you're not aligned, and if you're not taking care of yourself and taking care of your mind, body, and soul, then it affects you in a way where you're acting crazy. You're gonna see crazy people. We can see crazy people during the waning moon. Waning moon. You know what I mean, I believe in the shifts, and they're
exactly.
happening more rapidly and more dense than ever. I believe
Yeah,
I see that most of us are waking up, and it's crazy too because when we look around, a lot of us who used to believe or see the world a certain way, we're now changing that. We're seeing it, and we don't realize where it's coming from. It's coming from these shifts. It's coming from these changes in the moon cycles and everything that's going on around us. It's happening internally too.
yeah. And sometimes when it's full moon in eclipse energy, that's like really strong. Eclipses always bring in major life changing stuff, like things that are very life changing, very intense, very strong. A lot of breakups during that time, a lot of new beginnings, just major life changes. Yeah,
Yes, yes, and I feel that, and it's everybody that's going through all these things. Just understand that you're having this experience. It's an experience, and you're not perfect, and it's okay to change something that's wrong. And I think that's what these shifts are all about right now, at least for me. We know that there's a lot of things that we deem right that we know are wrong, and we continue on in our life, people, places, things, mindsets, habits, and it's okay to tell ourselves it's wrong, and it's okay to cut ties with things that no longer can exist within our reality. It's okay to say that you are wrong. It's okay. It's okay for you to move forward. It's okay for you to just be yourself. And if you're not in an environment where you can fully embrace what I'm saying and apply this to your life, then you're in the wrong environment. And sometimes it's better to be alone than to be surrounded by others and feel alone. You understand what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Exactly, that's true. And a big hello to Allison. Allison says hello to you too. Welcome, welcome, my dear. So a lot of times the symptoms during the full moon, I get a lot of, so they ask me, what are a lot of candles? Like which ones do you do the most? I think that the most of them is healings. For some reason, people go through a lot of shifts and balances. Like I personally, like when I go somewhere and it's the full moon, the energy is so strong, I don't even want to be in a store because I feel very unbalanced. But that's my experience. Everyone's different. But my
Hmm.
experience is like bumpy. I feel like I'm in like an ocean and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be in there. It's like really, you need to really ground yourself. So full moon energy is very sporadic. Sometimes people can't sleep during that time or they feel very anxious. They get a lot of that anxiety, fear. A lot of people suffer from a lot of fear during that time, a lot of anger. So I think the number one thing that I do is candles for healing during that time. There's a sometimes, now we'll go to the new moon after, but every moon is different. But the major one is healing, healing and new beginnings. People want new things during that time. They want to
Yes.
manifest careers, open their path.
Hmm.
So,
Yes. And yeah, I see now with the whole, just to elaborate on what you're saying with the whole manifestation thing, and getting these things from the moon cycles. I realized that you have to become what it is that you want.
right, right.
And that's what's a part of this manifestation through the moon cycles. Like, as you ask for these things, you need to literally align yourself with all of the things that are going to lead you to this destination. And I struggle with that. I struggle with that hard. I'm not gonna lie about it. Seriously, it's something you're literally shifting, and you're transforming yourself into becoming a different being on a different level to bring in all these manifestations. And it's not easy. It's not easy to listen to the signs, to listen, to follow the numbers, to listen to the soft
That's
voice in your
another
mouth
thing.
to go
Numbers.
left instead of going right. It's not easy because you're so used to you being in charge, and you don't realize that you don't have to be in charge all the time. You just have to listen, and the
Right.
guidance within, you just have to listen. And I struggle with, listen, I'm hard-headed. Right? I'm hard-headed, and I can admit that, but change, the first step to change is admitting, what you
That's
need to
right. No
change.
one's perfect. No one's perfect. You're doing
Nobody.
great. Don't
Nobody.
worry.
If you're around anybody that claims to be perfect, get away from them. Don't listen to
That's
anybody.
impossible. Nobody's perfect. That's for sure.
And anybody that tells you that this healing journey is one that's all love and light, and
Yeah, right.
don't listen to them. They do not understand what they're saying. They're not doing the work. They're just reading scriptures and they're reading books and they're on Instagram. And I'm serious. The ones that know what's really going on, the ones you want to listen to, are the ones that are telling you about the light in the darkness. All right, I'm serious. I went through
Exactly.
that
Hi,
phase.
Maria.
Yeah, I went through this. Hi, Maria. Yeah, like I was saying, I went through that phase where I was just, I was blinded, and all I saw was, the light, the light, the light, the light, the light. And then I got hit with a dark night of the storm, and it was like, whoa, oh, what the
Yeah.
hell? What's going on? Am I cursed? Like, am I doing something wrong? No. When you
No,
want to get to the light, you got to climb through the mud, and it's just
that's
part
right.
of like the lotus flower. We gotta grow in the mud. And once we get
That's
out
so
of the
true.
mud, we don't want to go back in it.
Right. That's true. We get hit the hardest because we're so sensitive and we're open to all this. And we're not, perfect angels. We go through the anger too. We have to let it out. We have to practice what we preach.
Yes. Yes. And shout out to all the people that are in my life presently that have been patient with me. You guys should be grateful for these guys. You're changing and they're still in your corner and they still know your heart and they know your soul and they know you're a good person. They don't use you changing and you correcting yourself and you just, transforming as a means to put you down and feel better about themselves. So if you have these people in your life, be very grateful for them. Call them up, shoot them a text, tell them you love them, tell them whatever it is that you need to tell them to make sure that they know how important they are, because they are literally earth angels in your life disguised as humans to help you get to the next level without imploding.
God bless your words, Kendall. We're going to take a quick break, commercial break, and we'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back with my special guest, Kendall Bell. Welcome. So now we spoke about the full moon. We're going to talk about the new moon. New moon is a time for exploring. It's a time to do self-reflection of the unseen. It's time for new beginnings. So there's a lot of little magical tricks you could do on the new moon. New moon is new beginnings, planting seeds where you want them to grow, making little changes, asking yourself questions like, what do I want to bring into my life? How do I want my relationships to work? How do I want my work to work? How do I want to better myself? Because our soul is always wanting to improve and go on little by little as we evolve to the next level. Meditations are so helpful during this time and a lot of clearings. New beginnings, new moon. How do you feel about the new moon, Kendall?
I feel like it's a great time for new beginnings. Definitely, it's a great time to plant seeds. It's a great time to visualize what it is that we want and start the action steps to move forward towards it, and know that it's going to take some time to get there, but like this is the groundwork, this is the foundation. So new moons are very important, and they're actually more important to me than full moons. Full moon for me is like the end of a cycle. It really is. I'm burning away things, and I'm bringing things forward in the dark, but the new moon is about bringing it to the light for me.
Exactly. And what can you do during this time? You can walk around nature, you can go outside and absorb the new moon. Actually, there are different crystals that absorb new moon. So, for example, moonstone, the white ones, howlite
Mhm.
is a very good one. The white stones are very beneficial for the new moon. You can keep them by your window, you can keep them in your pocket, you can wear them, whatever you want to do with them. But
Mm.
white ones are very good for new moon energy. And you can also leave them by the windowsill to charge because they're especially for the new moon, the white crystals, the howlite and stuff like that. So
I
it's
like
a time
opalite.
of new beginnings. Which
Opalite's
one's
my
your
favorite.
favorite one?
I like opalite.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, my white stones. Definitely like opalite. I love howlite as well.
Howlite, when I had a hard time sleeping because I went through a bad time when I couldn't sleep well at all, like many, many years ago. And that was the one that I used to put scotch tape on my hands and I would sleep. I'm like, okay, put me to sleep now. It's
Did it
a
work?
very relaxing one. It did. And so does solidite,
Solidite. Okay.
satellite, the blue one. They both are for sleep. So I was always surrounded in them. I was like, okay, knock me out, put me to sleep.
It's funny
New,
you mentioned earlier. You're talking about the phases and the meditations, the new moon. Like it changes everything when you meditate and you visualize and you actually just indulge in what it is that you want to manifest into this reality. It changes everything. And one of the things that I notice is when I don't meditate, when I'm not on top of my game, when I'm not doing the inner work, it literally reflects in my outer life. I'll get in car accidents, how little things start to happen in my life. I'm losing things. I'm just so during these stages, these transformations, these movements, just no matter what it is that we want, we have to reflect it internally. What we do on the inside is what comes out externally on the outside.
exactly. Ask and you shall receive because
Hmm.
the angels won't, they need you to ask. See, we have free will. They can intervene in our life. And if you don't ask them for help, how are they gonna, they see you struggling, but you have to ask them, like, can you please guide me? And then just sit back and watch the signs and you'll get a inner feeling. And like you said, you always have to listen and listen to your intuition because they do talk through you when you allow them to. They speak through you in signs, and sometimes we don't want to know what we're asking because it might not be to our benefit, but they do talk through, and things will, kind of, you'll be drawn to something or something you never normally wouldn't want to do. Like it'll help you guide you to the answer of what you're asking for. So new moons are new beginnings, and the candles that I do for that time is usually, some people like being healed on that, but the most popular one is love candles. Love candles are a big one for new moon, and also money candles because new moon brings new beginnings. So what your intention is is what it's going to manifest. And of course, surrounding yourself in that energy. Candles intensify things. So that's why they say, why what light a candle? Because the flame of a candle intensifies your wishes.
Hmm.
Very simple.
Really,
So it
I didn't
does,
learn.
it intensifies it. And that, so new moons, new beginnings, it's a time to relax, pause, and say, okay, self reflection time and explore the unseen. So it's spiritual, it's like a presence. What's your famous thing to do on the new moon? Like, what do you like doing? Like cleansing or?
I like to clean my house. I really do like to clean, and like I'm in this phase right now where I need to clean my house. Like, and you feel it. I feel like I gotta clean my house. I gotta clean my car. You know, I go to the beach a lot more. I live by the water, so I go to the beach a lot more, and it's literally about just cleansing for me. It really is. I start focusing more on the things that I'm eating. You know, I'm always focusing on what I'm ingesting, but more so
That's
around the new moons because I feel like, you know, with these seeds that I want to plant, they can't come through me if I'm not pure. If I don't purify my body and purify my home, purify my vehicle.
mhm. That's very, very true. Because if you're blocked, the energy doesn't, it goes through very slowly. So that reminds me, when I do candles, some people say, why do they burn quick and others burn like a day later? Because when you're overwhelmed, the candle's energy is going in little by little. It's like a clogged drain. And
Hmm.
so it's going to come through you little by little because you're really backed up. That's why one thing I always tell people, try to keep yourselves, I know it's not easy because we all get overwhelmed, but to clear yourself is good because the energy goes through you faster. And if you're open and ready to get it, it happens even quicker than resisting. You know, it's like telling you, okay, in this candle, I want you to love me, but imagine you don't love me. So, you know, people close off. You can't force anyone to do anything. Again,
Hmm.
they're free will. So when people come to me and they break up and they're like, oh, put us back together, I said, that's only if he's open to it. You can't force anybody to do anything unless they want to, you see? So new moon is good,
It's true.
renewing your relationship, bringing love energy. I like doing the ones that are already together, like marriages, bring in more
Yeah.
marriage, you know, and stuff like that, like love energy, and it's good. So basically, new moons, new time, and also bringing awareness, the energy to your door. What do you want to manifest at your door? Because the door is very, very important. If you want money, you're going to burn things of money. So, new moon, new beginnings. Now, the next one is the waxing moon. The waxing moon looks like the witch's moon. Did you ever see it outside?
Yeah.
The witch's
Yeah.
moon?
Um, like Bewitched.
Yes. So the waxing moon is funny. It's a time of growing things. Like, so when you want something to grow, it's like a self reflection of the sun. When you want something to grow further, so like something you really want, it's kind of connected to the new moon. It's just like waxing moon is like, okay, I want my money to grow, or I want my health to grow, or I want, you know, like that. That's like the perfect time to do things. It puts more energy, more intentions, and you commit yourself to that moon. So you can't ask for lack when you're trying to manifest on the waxing moon. It's not say, you can't say, I don't have money, so bring it to me. Because you're
Mm,
right, you know, words are powerful. So what you're manifesting, you have to match the energy. You can't go down when you're trying to go up. You see what I'm saying? Some people
true.
say, I have debts, so I want money. No, don't, leave that part out. You don't have debts. Well, okay, even if you do, but you're not going to get it if you think like that. You'll probably create more debt for you. So that is funny.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is very true.
Waxing, very powerful. Go
Back
ahead.
to our mindsets. Back to our mindsets and how we create our reality. It's everywhere and it's so evident. You know, and you speak of it now as you talk about, you know, manifesting and, you know, what we want to bring forth during these moon cycles. You know,
Mhm.
it's in your mind. It's also in your heart. And if your heart and your mind are not aligned, then it's going to be harder for these things to come forward. I
Exactly.
speak this from experience. I've asked for things, I've gotten them, and I pushed them away because I didn't stay vibrationally aligned with them. It's kind of
Exactly.
okay. You know, it's learning, and everything's learning. You don't really lose anything in wisdom, and you're gaining, you know, self respect, and you're gaining a, you know, a heightened sense of awareness and understanding for the things and the people that are in your life, why you've gone through things. I know why every single person that has been in my life was in my life because in a lot of them I lost, but again, I gained. I gained
Yeah,
a different perspective of why they're in my life, why they were in my life, why I met their mothers, why I met their grandparents, why I met, it's just one of those things again that we learn when we lose things. So we don't really lose things unless our mind tells us that we lost something. But if our
right.
mind tells us that we gained something, then we'll gain it.
Exactly. So waxing moon is committing yourself to move forward. It's like when you're trying to move forward, wax. So you see, like when it waxes, then it gets bigger and bigger every day.
Hmm.
So that's the intention, bringing it forward. And what you can do during the waxing moon, again, what you want to manifest: money, success, health, relationships, whatever you want to manifest is a perfect time during the waxing moon. So another good one, what we usually light on those days are all of the above. And some people that suffer from health issues, waxing moon is good to help grow it in positive health. You see, it's always how you say things because words carry energy. And if you want to create things, you cannot go from lack. Imagine saying that. Trying to manifest something positive and you say it all wrong.
Yeah, right. Shooting yourself in the foot. When we sit back and we get mad, we get mad. I used to ask for things, and I would ask for things and think that I was just supposed to just get them, and it doesn't work that way. If the universe worked that way, then we wouldn't see a lot of the things that we see now. It doesn't work that way, and you're absolutely right. We do have to vibrationally align ourselves with the things that we want. It's very important, very extremely important.
Exactly. And how we're saying it and how we're putting it into action. Like
Hmm.
the words I am are very powerful because right away that's creating the energy. I am successful. I am wealthy. So it's also, people say, well, I am not that. How can I say it if I don't feel it? And what do you say to that, Kendall?
Where do I say that?
Yeah.
I
If someone told you
If someone tells me what's that?
like that they are not wealthy, but they want to manifest it, you know?
Yeah, they're not gonna get it.
Exactly.
You're not gonna get it, and I try to always just add positive reinforcements, to the people, places, anything that's in my life that if it's needs to be corrected, I just try to be the one to like not correct others, but to just emulate correction. you know,
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. So I always tell them, try to match the energy of what you're trying to do.
That's it. And you speak it, you become it, no matter what it is. I just had this conversation with this guy I was working on a project with the other day, and we're doing this project, this huge project, and he just keeps speaking about the problem and speaking about the problem, and I'm like, all right, I can't be in this environment if you're only going to continue to talk about the problem. Let's talk about the solution. And then once we started talking about the solution, the job just went by just like that.
Wow.
It was done. He was happy. Even went out and bought me a coffee. So it was like,
Oh, see?
it's one of those shift things. But I realized me more than anything, I can't be in environments where people are only talking about the problems and nobody wants to become the solution. I've been doing a lot of shows lately, and just meeting up with artists and being around creatives and people that are attuned and aligned with the things that I want to bring forward in my life. And I realize that when I'm in this environment, there's support there. There's people who want to follow you and like and share and do all of these things, and it's positive reinforcements. And they get up in the front and they cheer you on. They watch you perform. It's just little things. And I thrive in that environment. It doesn't matter if it's in a music environment or a work environment where I'm working 9 to 5 physical. I just need to be around positivity or
Exactly.
function right. None of us can.
Exactly. If someone's always down, they're going to pull you down. Their
Mm-hmm.
energy pulls you down. And sometimes, people do need to vent. So I'm not saying do not, speak it out, but try not to stay down there too long because then what happens is you're just getting heavier and heavier. And the person's, trying to help you, but you have to also want to change too,
Mm.
make some difference.
Yeah, I have a rule. If we talk about the problem and we come up with the solution, we can't talk about the problem again. If you keep talking to me about the same problem, I'm not listening to you after that, especially if we have the solution and it's not practiced. If because a lot of the times, the person, when you go to talk to somebody, a lot of the times, at least when a lot of people come talk to me, they don't realize I've already gone through this. What you're going through, I went through when I was 12. So I'm trying to school you to something, but they can't get past the fact that it's you giving them the advice. There's so many people that I've given advice to and I've been there for that didn't listen to my advice until somebody else said it to them. Or like 5 other people said it to them. Well, they caught up to it, 5-10 years, and it started trending on social media without saying to them. I try to tell you, but it is what it is. And that's what I believe. I firmly believe that I am a part of that. We all are a part of that change. And I planted that seed, and it didn't need, like, just because you plant a seed, it doesn't grow overnight. So, right. It's not saying that somebody else took my credit. It's not about that. You know what I mean? But it's just a reality that I see all the time. That's why I just speak my truth at all times. Whether a person, because I consider myself a thought leader. There's a lot of things that are going on in humanity right now, especially with social media, that are trending, that, I was speaking about, 10 years ago. And talking about 10 years ago and being made to feel like I was crazy, and I thought I was for a little while because nobody was hearing me. But now I commend everybody who's out here speaking the truth and who's out here spreading love and empathy and speaking, questioning everything that is wrong within their family line, within their friendship circle, within their reality. I commend you. When I was doing it, my accounts were getting hacked and I was getting shut down. I was trending. Whatever you want, but that's not my mission anymore. My mission is not that anymore. My mission is just to emulate love and emulate empathy and speak my truth from my level of understanding. I don't really want to talk to tell you what to do. I can only talk to you from my level of experience. And when I speak, I feel that I'm connected to you. And if you're speaking to me, I'm listening to you as a reflection of myself as well. And that's how we grow. And if we think this way and we all think this way collectively, we'd be beyond the Jetsons. We wouldn't have half of the problems that we have right now if we just look at each other as reflections of each other.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, this full moon has brought back like so much. Like I see things differently now as these moon cycles come up. My psychic abilities have heightened. I can't be in a room with you without knowing what you feel that is dictating your mindset and your and the way that you're acting. It's kind of crazy. So now I got to pick and choose which rooms I'm going into now because you can't shut it off. You can't shut it off. And we all were born with this ability. This is how babies know what you're saying to them without you saying it to them. You know what I mean? Without them understanding what you're saying. We're born this way. We just let this world, change us and take away our psychic abilities and our superpowers. But don't be afraid. If you feel something and it's your intuition telling you, observe it. Don't. And if it's toxic, don't go and indulge in it. If it's toxic, but it just take a step back and observe. But if it's going to bring you closer to your truth and closer to peace, then always go down it. And sometimes it's the scariest road that brings to the most brightest of days and truth.
You're absolutely right. And with that said, let me bring out my book.
Bring it out.
My journey from darkness to the light, because it's true what you're saying 100%. You can find it on healingsonthego.com. I went through a terrible thing, very bad. And thanks to Kendall that inspired me to write it. Thank you very much. Thanks to you. I wrote it.
That was the first credit I've ever gotten in a book. Thank you.
The best.
that was, we just, we blessed each other.
No, you're the best. And I was like, I should write it, shouldn't I?
I look at every time I go open the book, I'm like, it was my name right here in a published book. Awesome.
That's right. You deserve it. We're going to take another quick commercial break and we'll be right back right after these messages. Stay tuned, everybody. Hi, I am Linda DeVitis. I am a psychic, clairvoyant medium, and certified healer. I have also written a book, My Journey from Darkness to the Light, which is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and on my website, www.healingsonthego.com. If you would like to book an appointment with me, call me at 917-929-4935. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back with my special guest, Kendall Bell. Welcome back, my dear.
Welcome.
What was it?
That's always a warm welcome. Thank you.
Yes, you're the best. I wanted to read Eleanor Roth. She said, it's very important to choose your tribe. You're very right. And who we want as friends. Exactly. The seeds, when the seeds are ready, until it's ready to emerge. She's right. So when you are ready to plant the seeds, they will emerge. That's true.
Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I should really speak on is, a lot of the people that you're closest to, that you love the most, they're not gonna vibe with you if they're not ready to change. They're gonna start talking about you. They're gonna start looking down. They're not gonna want to spend time with you, especially when you start heightening your psychic abilities and your intuition, and you can see through their bullcrap. They're not gonna want to be around you, and it's okay, because you're just being separated so you can get more in tune with your own vibration, and your vibe attracts your tribe. So yes, Eleanor, you're right. It's very important, that we stay in tune with ourselves, no matter what. And we do choose our tribe, but our vibe will do that.
Exactly. Tony, you're right. She's a tribe person too. She's awesome. Tony is the best. Yay. We all have, I feel like in this show that I'm doing, I feel a lot of American energy, American Indian energy. So I feel your feathers. I feel Tony's feathers. I feel Elena's feathers. I feel like the American Indian tribe is here. And I'm getting the goosebumps now with all the colors.
They're all behind us.
I felt. I'm getting all these kisses on my face because I'm acknowledging them. Yeah, I'm getting chills and kisses. So
I've been doing a lot of research on the Native history, and realizing that there's a lot of links to me, my lineage, my family, that I didn't even know about. And it's amazing. It's funny because when you look at it, we just see skin. We only see skin, but we don't realize that we're all spirits, and maybe in another lifetime we were in the same tribe, and that's why we're being aligned with right now. We're getting right back to where we were. I firmly do believe this, wholeheartedly, and it's how I live my life. So when I hear the people that are watching this show talk about tribes and vibes, and I know you, I know your soul, my soul.
That's beautiful. You're the best, Kendall. That's why everyone loves you on.
I love you all. The love is real.
Yes, it is. The highest energy of all.
The only one that matters.
Exactly. So the last of the phases is the waning moon. And guess what that is? That's removing what you don't want. What you don't want to. So let's say like you want to remove any health issues. It's like restoring your balance. It's a cycle of the moon that you just want to let go of. It's letting go of things, the waning moon. So whether you want to let go of a relationship you're not longer interested in, or a past ex, or some health issues or debts, it could be in different areas, but it's all about letting go and releasing what does not serve your highest good. So that kind of the moon is good to light a candle. And the most popular one for that one is relationships. A lot of people can't let go of them. You know what I mean? They want to cleanse themselves from that. And I don't blame them, because love is hard. And especially when you get heartbroken, you do need a good healing after that. That's for sure.
Well, think about relationships right now. They're not going to last if both partners are not doing the integral work. If you're not working and checking yourself, you're not going to last. You're going to start looking at this person and looking down on them and fighting with them and arguing and finding the little things. That's how you know who's doing the work and who's not. And sometimes it's both, sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. But with no relationships going to work in the future if people are not evolving.
Exactly.
You can't have the same relationship mindset you had in high school when you're in your 40s. You just can't.
Yeah. Oh, that just annoys me. I mean, I hate to sound, but the most annoying thing is when I hear grown men doing certain things that they should have done when they were a teenager. You know what I mean? Not men, it's also both sexes. But in
Yeah.
general, it's like it's a phase that you grow out of as you get older. You're not gonna, it's
Mhm.
like staying wearing diapers and you're 40 years old. Like you have to mature, right?
Yes. And sometimes, it's just about a matter of choice. And sometimes it's change is scary. I firmly do understand that. But if the thing that we're afraid to change keeps on repeating the same broken cycle that leaves us hurt and sad and lost and lonely, then what can be more scarier than change? If I'd be afraid to repeat the same broken cycle over again, look at myself in the mirror ashamed. So sometimes,
You're absolutely
yeah,
right.
that change, that thing that's the scariest thing to change, sometimes it's gonna bring the brightest of days. So,
You're
gotta
right.
go through the darkness, the dark night of the soul. We all gotta go through it. All of us. No one's skipping it. Nobody is skipping it. And you try to skip it all you want, you're gonna go back into the same broken situation. You're gonna stay with the same people who just talk about people all day long. You're gonna go to the same broken job. You're gonna keep on doing the same thing over and over again and wanting all these things, knowing that you were born for something great, knowing that you were born to change this world. You can't do it if you just stay in that old mindset, no matter
Exactly.
what. And again, I speak from experience. I've used myself as a catalyst of experience, and I only speak to you guys from my personal experience, these trials and tribulations that I've gone through on my journey as I am becoming a higher version of myself, coming from the mud and becoming the lotus flower. I'm still in the process of it, but as I go through it, I grow through it, and I want to show it, and I just want to be raw and real because I can't go and listen to somebody who got degrees on their wall. I need to listen to somebody who has gone through it. You got to go through stuff in order to teach me something. Experience is life's greatest teacher for me. So I hope that I
That's
can be
right.
that in everybody else's life. When you come across me, just know when I'm speaking to you, I'm speaking to a reflection of myself. And that's how I look at you, as a reflection of me.
You're absolutely right. And I applaud you for that. Hallelujah. You said it right. And it's so sweet. She says that she loves when Kendall is on. You two have an amazing conversation. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank
She's
you,
so
Ann.
sweet.
Yeah, I always love rocking with you, Linda. This is the highlight of my life, and a lot of versions of it. Honestly, I love this coming on here, vibing with you guys, talking to you guys, sharing the things that I hold inside of my head and when I write down in my books. I'm not really around a lot of people who are like me. And the only time I really am is when I go on social media. So, or I go on here and I speak with you. So it's always good to vibe with you guys. Just know I love you and I appreciate you. And you guys light up my day whenever I
Wow.
come up. Yeah.
That's why you come on often because we all love you too.
It's reciprocated reflections. You see that?
Exactly.
See how it works? You give love, you get it.
Right. That's right. And I want to say one more thing. Suicide is not the answer. If you think you're going to escape what you're going through and just kill yourself, guess what? You're going to come right back and do it from the beginning.
Hmm.
Please, everybody, that's never the answer. We all go through hard stuff, but hang in there because you don't want to recycle this life all over again. You're going to
Hmm.
repeat it. And that's what happens. Your soul goes into a utero. You didn't complete your contracts. Then you come right back and do the dance from the beginning. And do you want to
Hmm.
really repeat it? I don't.
And also know that a lot of the times these thoughts are not really yours. It's when
That's
we
right.
get down to that vibration. These thoughts don't come into our mind until we get vibrationally aligned with them. We've all
Yes.
battled it. We've all battled these thoughts. We've all battled these things because it's because of what we're ingesting. And it's not just food. It's the company we keep, the movies we watch, the music we listen to, the poisons in the air. Like we have to change the book And no matter what, if you're not going to change the book, change the chapter. If not, then that's when the chatter gets in, when we tune into that frequency.
Exactly. What you're focusing on is focusing on you. And if you stay on that long enough, you're going to attract the spirits that come with it. So have fun.
Oh yeah.
Because I went through that. That's what my book is about. If I listened to it, I wouldn't be here today. And
Hmm.
it's sad but true. I would have not been here today, that's for sure. So I want to bring awareness to people that things come through everything, what you're looking at, what you're watching. You're absolutely right, Kendall. So,
It's true.
you know,
Everything. Know how magical you are. You're a magical being. And you have to see yourself as that. And don't be around anybody who tries to throw salt in your magic. Like, no. If they can't see you and see how beautiful you are internally for who you are, then you're around the wrong people. You're around the wrong situations. I only want to be around people who allow me to be myself and don't try to correct me on who I am.
that's
Me, they
right.
want to learn through other than that in situation. I can't. If we're not growing, I'm going. It's a mantra now. It's very simple. It's only hard when we want to hold on to the broken versions of ourselves. That's the only time it's really hard to let go.
It's right. That's right. Because when you're around all that, as you said, heartbreak and depression, you're just pulling yourself down, unfortunately. And sometimes you don't want to change the chapter, but it's for your own benefit. It's hard, but
Mhm.
it's true. You
Amen.
don't want to change it, but then look at how you are. Do you want to get sick off it? Do you want to feel depressed over it? I mean, nothing's perfect. We're all going to go through bumps, but if 99% of the time you're miserable, then move on, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna just speak a little bit on, like, what this full moon brought taught for me. I went through this little phase where I was very easily irritated. I was irritated about the littlest things. And I had to realize that this was coming forward, because me going into the next level of my life, if I don't get this in check, I'm going to lose the blessing that I asked for, literally. So I had to, apologize to myself. I had to forgive myself. I had to check myself. I had to, go back and, internally start reflecting. I had to meditate hard. I had to, sit back. I had to drink some water. I had to go back to the beach. I had to do a lot of these things to get myself back in check. So always check yourself and know that it's okay to check yourself, especially around me. I love when a person checks themselves. You can never be wrong by admitting that you're wrong and right and you're wrong. You're not. You're always right in my book. So, I
That's right.
commend you for what you're doing. If this is what you do, and you hurt someone's feelings, and you say sorry to them, and you correct that, and I applaud you. You're the difference that this world needs. You're the change that this world needs. Not anymore this ignorance. No, we need change. We need love. We need empathy. We need compassion. That's it.
Yes. And a big hello, Cindy, beautiful lady. She says hello, Linda and Kendall. Welcome, Cindy. Thank you so much for joining us. You're right. And in a couple more minutes, we only have like 2 minutes left. But the full moon did give me anger too. And I'm like, what's wrong with me? I'm usually like laughing and stuff. But, we all get affected. And I believe the empaths in us are like the most sensitive. And we see what's going on, but at least we cleanse ourselves. We're aware of it. So nobody's perfect. We're all human and nobody's better than nobody. We go through our stuff. We know how to let it go and release it. And you know nobody is perfect, so just hang in there and be easy on yourself, because remember, you're doing the best you can. That's for
Hmm.
sure.
And you're having a human experience. You're not a human. You're a spirit renting this body. Your soul is endless, and you've lived many lives. And you're just
Oh yeah.
remembering who you're supposed to be in this lifetime after you've been born into a trick. And I didn't say this in
Exactly.
the kindest and most loving way I can possibly say it. But be you in a world full of them.
Exactly. And with that note, if someone wants to contact you, Kendall, where can they find you?
Find me at Rare Breed Universe. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram at Rare Breed _617. And you can find me on TikTok and Rare Breed Universe as well.
And everyone knows you can find me at healingsonthego.com, Facebook, Linda DeVitas, Instagram, TikTok. I'm all around. Thank you so much, Kendall, for being on. It's always a pleasure.
I love you guys. Thank you, Linda. I appreciate you. Thank you,
All
Strong
right.
Love Network. I appreciate you guys as well.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please do like and share. God bless each and every one of you, and hang in there. Better days to come. Have a
That's it.
great night, everybody.
Stay beautiful.